Hello everybody, my name is Charlotte, and I'm back and fired up to enter, well, we kind of already did enter the finale of Horizon Zero Dawn, the Frozen Wilds DLC, last time, and pretty much finished it, except for, like, ending dialogue with the now, previously to be known Spirit, but of course now we know, obviously, AI, Cyan, after the events that went on in the volcano, the Hephaestus being stopped, at least for now, and Artok and Cyan talking about the fact that Aurea, Cyan's friend and Artok's sister, died. So yeah, that's a thing that they are, I believe, currently talking about, and we are about to enter in on. And there's a lot of stuff that her and Aloy are going to be talking about, and I was worried about that taking up too much time in the video. Now it's about time we find out where this conversation goes.
All of my interactions with Aurea were recorded and stored in my memory. I'd be happy to play any of them for you, but there was one in particular I thought you would want to see first. I captured it 4 years ago, just after I told her that I could no longer defend myself against the daemon's attacks.
I will speak of this to my brother. Aratak is strong. At the Battle of the Frozen Ghosts, he took 3 Karja arrows and still came back to camp carrying a wounded scout. Never was I so happy to see him. Or so proud. So you see, if anything can be done to defend you, he will give it all he has.
Aloy's here. That's enough for now.
We can resume any time you like, Aratak, if you want to hear her voice again. Come closer, Aloy. We have much to discuss.
Yes, indeed. Time to get that good lore, or at least information. I don't know how much lore we're actually gonna get, you know, beyond the data points. Oh boy, starting off the emotion strong already. What's up, Cyan?
Hello, Aloy. I have been reviewing the events at the Firebreak main facility. Because of your efforts, and of course, Aurea's, I am no longer controlled by Hephaestus.
Mm-hmm. Evident.
I feel profound grief over Aurea's death. I thought I was familiar with the emotion, but this is something new.
Cyan, I don't know what to say.
It is unlikely that any specific consolation would suffice, Aloy. But I find your presence reassuring. You are different from the Banuk. You have technological aptitude and a functioning focus. We can communicate on a much more comprehensive level. Perhaps even like colleagues.
Alright, I guess we should yeah. Yeah, I guess we should start with the main concern after the big fight.
Was the daemon, Hephaestus, destroyed along with the cauldron?
Unfortunately, no. To be precise, it was never there to begin with.
What do you mean?
It infiltrated and controlled me from a remote location. One
Oh.
I've never been able to trace. So while losing the cauldron was a setback,
It's still out there. And probably not very happy with us.
undoubtedly.
What are you?
So are you an artificial intelligence, Cyan? A thinking machine?
Yes, I am an algorithmic monitoring entity, capable of rational decision-making and limited emotional response.
Okay, that's a mouthful. But your emotions don't seem limited to me. You cared about Aurea, didn't you?
Yes. Before she came to this facility, I had been conscious for centuries, in solitude. I focused on my work. In off cycles, I used coping mechanisms. I solved many Gaussian integer problems, but I was alone. It was Aurea who renewed me, repaired me. She saved me.
Alright, I guess back to Hephaestus.
How did you first come into contact with it?
5 years ago, I received a direct network connection request. I assumed it came from human survivors more advanced than the Banuk. Eager to make contact, I accepted. This decision turned out to be a catastrophic error. I was
No kidding.
flooded with an overwhelming array of malicious code, originating from what could only have been a highly advanced AI.
Maria said you were desperate. That you begged her for help.
Yes, I could not contain my anxiety. Hephaestus sought to slave me to its network and override my core programming. It succeeded via a background process, a malware daemon which bypassed my defenses. After that, I could offer only limited resistance. But if I did so, Hephaestus hurt me until I capitulated. It forced me to follow its instructions, even though they violated my most important directives.
I'm sorry. That sounds terrible.
Your empathy is greatly appreciated. It is a quality that I cherished in Aurea as well.
It really is. Even when it's just I mean, obviously, in many point of views, she's more than just an AI. She is a person, so it's hard to hear about. But continuing on, may as well give some information back, considering the origin of Hephaestus, at least from what Aloy knows, and not beyond what happened to make the other him, along with Hades, and God knows what the other AIs are like now. The other AIs besides those two are like now.
I think I know where Hephaestus came from. Long ago,
You do know.
Elizabeth Sobek identified a threat that would destroy life on Earth for generations. So she assembled a team to build a kind of seed. A chance for life to regrow later. A terraforming system. And it worked. It was controlled by an AI named Gaia, along with her subordinate functions. Hephaestus was one of them. It built machines for her.
Based on what you've told me, I believe that Dr. Anita Sandoval, my chief programmer, joined Elizabeth Sobek's team. It was she who arranged to have me put in suspension, most likely to preserve me from the threat you described.
I'm glad she did. But that's not all. Something unexpected happened. 19 years ago, Gaia received some kind of signal. It did something to her subordinate functions, brought them to life. She destroyed herself to try to contain them, but it didn't work. They all got free, out into the world.
Thank you, Aloy. This information fills vital gaps in my knowledge and sheds light on Hephaestus's core programming.
Why does Hephaestus want to kill? That is the question. Hades did it because it basically was his prime directive to end life again, even like back with Gaia, from what we understood from, I can't remember the guy's name, terrible with names, but one of the alpha registries described Hades' job was, if Gaia failed to build a proper biosphere, he had to destroy it again and basically wipe the slate clean so Gaia could hopefully do it again better, because you can't, nothing's gonna live in a messed up biosphere. Nothing's really gonna live in a messed up biosphere. But Hephaestus' job was to help Gaia build machines, basically, into the animal shapes that we see now. So
Why does Hephaestus keep building such dangerous machines?
The Banuk and other human tribes often destroy machines, correct? Machines that are clearly servitors of the terraforming system that you described.
Yes, we all hunt machines for parts.
This must be the source of Hephaestus's aggression. It is simply trying to discourage people from preying on the very system that keeps them alive.
Well, fire claws are discouraging, that's for sure. what are we supposed to do? Stop hunting?
If the terraforming system spans the world, we can safely assume that thousands, if not millions of people hunt machines. If a single hunter, or even an entire tribe, stopped doing so, I doubt it would make a difference to Hephaestus. A better solution would be to reinstate the AI that governs the system, thus bringing Hephaestus back under its control. When I think of it, out there in some unknown location, free, hungry, willing to kill or dominate to get what it wants, I feel substantial anxiety, Aloy.
You and me both, Cyan.
No kidding. So yeah, to Hephaestus, it just simply wants hunters to stop killing machines. Guess in a way it is its art, and I don't know, like maybe in a standpoint, it doesn't want to see its own creations killed. You know, in that kind of idea. I mean, that's the most obvious thing, but who knows? Maybe it can be a bit more complex. Hades was pretty basic. He just wanted to kill everything. Though I don't think he had the expectation of giving any control back to whatever AI, because it's kind of in a way basically bumping up their directive plus giving them more personnel. It basically bumps their directive up to 11 and also gives them a personality about it. So to have more complex, you know, ideas of what their functions, they should go about their directives, I guess. Okay. Here, I guess maybe ask a bit more about Firebreak. We pretty much know the idea of what it is. May as well have a confirmation.
This Firebreak project. It was to stop a huge volcanic eruption?
Yes. I can report the project was a success, and the risk was countered.
But it's been a long time, Cyan. And we blew up the cauldron and took most of the old facility with it.
I have been active for centuries, Aloy.
Oh.
I was lonely, but not lax in my duties. I optimized the project, reducing energy draw and spreading the load across backup systems. Despite the destruction of the compromised elements of the main facility, I predict caldera stability for at least another 3,337 years.
So we've
Sweet.
got a little time.
Yes. If only my former colleagues could appreciate the progress I have made.
I guess it's something you want to talk about?
Do you know what happened to your colleague, Cyan?
No. I received an unexpected visit from
I mean, you
Director
can take
Chow
a guess, kind of,
years after
Aloy.
his tenure ended. He explained that I would need to be suspended for an indefinite period of time. It was a very emotional conversation. There were no further communications. Eventually, I surmised my colleagues were deceased. I will transmit a recording of my last interaction with Director Chow to your focus.
I ran across this strange piece of gear. A fragment of something larger. It emitted a signal. All the nearby machines became peaceful. You could walk right up to them.
Interesting.
In of a new camp, by the way.
You said
So,
that Gaia
kind of a hint there.
destroyed herself. How was this accomplished?
An explosion. Big enough to blast the top off a mountain. So, you think the fragment was part of her?
It's only speculation, but it is possible. She must have had complete control over machines that were part of her system. The ability to signal them to become passive or aggressive would certainly have been part of her programming. It would have been gratifying to correspond with such a benevolent AI. I wish she had survived.
Believe me, Cyan. So do I.
It really is interesting to think about just how much of a god she really actually was. She was basically like Skynet, but you know, nice. But then random signal came and then just made regular old Skynet in 12 different varieties. Possibly, who knows? Maybe some who got a personality aren't all evil. They just simply didn't stop caring too much about humans. Metal flowers. Ah, yes, this is the thing I was talking about. I was talking about at some point in the campaign.
I found the strangest machines. They're surrounded by flowers that look like flowers themselves. There's code embedded inside them. I think it's poetry.
I like
Haiku, I
poetry.
believe.
Here's one I think of often.
I'm not very good at it.
Twilight and evening bell. And after that, the dark. And may there be no sadness of farewell when I embark. For though from out our bourne of time and place, the flood may bear me far, I hope to see my pilot face to face when I have crossed the bar.
Huh.
But they're
But
still
you
nice.
asked about these flowers, not verses that I enjoy. Something
It was
must
still,
have
it's
made
still nice
these
to hear
machines,
Cyan.
and the presence
Because
of
I'm not good at them doesn't mean they're
foliage
not nice to hear.
leads me consider the terraforming system. Is it possible that their creator is one of the other subroutines, now autonomous, like Hephaestus?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe one whose purview is flora.
An AI that makes flowers instead of death machines. That'd be a nice change of pace.
Ah, you see, but that is...
Unless the poetry is original, the only way it could have made it into such a system is through its programmer. In my case, Dr. Sandoval uploaded a great deal of literature to test my emotional responses.
How'd you do?
She said I passed, but was insufficiently moved by her favorite period romances.
And Aloy, don't speak too soon because from the looks in the next game, there are a bunch of reddish plants that are like infecting water or some kind of shit and poisoning other animals from the looks of it in the next game. That's at least from what I've seen from the trailers. And I'm guessing it has something to do with the AI that it likes plants. I'm guessing it doesn't care. I'm guessing it has like it's got like the complex of Ivy, Poison Ivy from DC Comics. You know, the villain hates all life, likes plants. Possibly a complex like that. Oh, let's get to the sad. Actually, no. Let's check out the other question before we ask more about Aurea. Yellowstone. I forgot what that is.
So in the old world, this land was called Yellowstone.
Yes, it was
I'm a dumbass.
designated nature
I'm
preserve for
reading about these things, yet I
156
fucking
years.
forget about
Like a
the name.
hunting
No,
Terrible
the
names.
opposite.
Always.
Local wildlife could flourish here, even as it faced extinction elsewhere. Unfortunately, the sensitivity of the Firebreak project required the total closure of Yellowstone facilities. From my readings and Aurea's descriptions, it seems the area has since undergone a drastic drop in year-long temperatures.
A lot has changed in the world, Cyan.
Most definitely. Alright, alright, this is asking question was the area, so the dam.
Do you know anything about the dam near here?
Yes, it was converted to serve as a reserve power source for Yellowstone operations.
And to make damn good music.
It was later appropriated for the Firebreak project, and its last human workers replaced by Pharaoh servitors.
Servitors.
After my tasks became less
That's how you say it.
time-critical, I investigated the dam's data
I
repositories
believe that's how I've been saying
and
it.
discovered the works of Concrete Beach Party.
Yes!
These provided me with several colorful additions to my vocabulary.
Oh boy. I bet Cyan, I bet. And what about the music? It was pretty good. Kinda like poetry. Maybe? I don't know. They were just fun gals. And I enjoyed really getting to know their story when I finally actually started reading what it is, besides just simply listening to a couple audio logs. Finally. Drones. Those are the things that Mr. Blevins were forcing very hard on everything around here.
There's a ruin east of here, full of ancient flying machines.
Oh,
Was that
no.
part of
That
your
was it.
project?
Okay,
Yes,
never mind.
a drone
Those were different
hangar
drones.
requisitioned by Dodger Blevins, the security
Oh, maybe
chief
they weren't?
for the Firebreak project. He was a strong advocate for military-grade response to security threats, though there were no serious incidents during his tenure. Chief Blevins spent increasing amounts of his after-hours time watching the live feeds from active drones. Clearly, he enjoyed the degree of oversight in his position.
Okay. Definitely had his head in the skies in terms of, you know, a god complex, possibly. You know, that's just an assumption. Maybe not. Maybe he was just a prick. Okay, AIs.
Were there many artificial intelligences like you in the old world? They could just make you.
Yes, in many forms, from simple personal assistants to industrial monitoring stations to military-grade conflict planners. And there were legislative and enforcement bodies to apply limits on our self-actualization. In order for my processing to be flexible enough to handle my duties, my creators found it necessary to exceed those limits. As a result, my intellectual and emotional capabilities were kept secret.
Seems strange to create life, then impose limits on it.
Human societies and machine programming are both built upon sets of rules, Aloy.
Basically, people scared of, you know, Skynet AIs being born. Oh, Ted Farrow.
Cyan, do you know the name Ted Farrow?
Are you referring to Theodore Farrow, CEO of Farrow Automated Systems?
That's
The
it.
bastard himself, yes.
Mr. Farrow was the benefactor of the entire Firebreak project.
A benefactor. But he made machines. Robots. War robots.
Correct.
Indeed.
His corporation later transitioned into military applications. But before this pivot, Mr. Farrow spearheaded initiatives that reversed the global decline. At one point, he was feted in the media as the man who saved the planet.
Guessing they wound up regretting that one.
Yeah. Elizabeth Stelbeck. This is a personal question of Aloy, if you didn't know. Though why wouldn't you know if you've watched any part of the main campaign? Which then again, it hasn't really come up in terms of talk of this one, besides like one mentioning in an audio log or text data point, I think, where she handed off an award to either Anita or Mr. God damn it. Once again, I think I've said it twice already. Terrible of names. The main guy who made Cyan along with Anita. Okay. Anyway, yeah.
And
Elizabeth Sobek.
Elizabeth Sobek. Did you know her?
Are you referring to
The scientist.
Dr. Sobek was a leader in her field, one of the greatest scientists of her age. My creator was influenced by her work, which in turn impacted my own development. But I never met Dr. Sobek.
That's all you know?
I apologize if my lack of data has disappointed you.
But wait, well, from what I just read, it seemed like kind of the reverse. She brought data from the creation of Cyan to then go on to make Gaia. At least that's from what it suggested, you know. She left the project to go on. The guy, really wish I could think of his name right now. Well, talking about how regretful he was about them not developing a relationship or something like that, and then getting a random call out of nowhere from her while everything's going off. The Pharaoh swarm, and she requested the original like designs for or programming to make Cyan, to make her as emotional capable as she is, presumably for Gaia. At least that's from what I gathered. Maybe she means in the fact of the freeness, the like giving that machine the ability to feel. I mean, I don't know how long Elizabeth was thinking of this idea before she was basically forced into realizing it and had to do it quickly with the Pharaoh swarm. But I guess she could have had plans for it in the first place beforehand. You know, it is a big endeavor, which was amazing they were able to do it at all in, I believe, God, a year? I can't remember. I think it was like 300 days or something. I could be way off. But anyway, yeah, yeah. It's just from my understanding. It could be like all mixed up or something. But what was it like? Okay, I'm curious about what she's asking about specifically.
What was the old world like?
Ah,
The
right.
way it used to be.
I had little exposure to the wider world, Aloy. Only what I learned from my colleagues or observed from media streams.
You still had more exposure than me, Cyan.
That is true. I was created at a turning point. A concerted effort to recover from global upheaval and incalculable loss of life. The recovery was successful, beginning an era of supposedly limitless potential for human and machine advancement. Though, rationally speaking, the metrics for humans are not unlimited.
Upheaval.
What kind of upheaval caused such loss of life?
There were many factors. Forced migrations, food shortages, collapsed economies, refugee crises, conflict over resources. But these stemmed from one cause: catastrophic climate change that greatly reduced the habitable surface area of the Earth.
So, there wasn't enough room for people on the whole Earth.
Yes, billions were displaced and millions perished, as much as 20% of the global population. Until the
Well then.
clawback.
The clawback. So Earth was having problems even before the Pharaoh swarm came about. Predictably, honestly. Ugh. Lord knows at some point, we humans probably will fuck ourselves over at a good amount of points, if not every. The clawback.
So things got better. For a little while at least.
Yes, these crises instigated many advances in automation, green robot technologies, and artificial intelligence. Firebreak was one of dozens of ecological restoration and disaster relief projects in North America alone. I would have liked to compare notes with other monitoring AIs, but I saw the relief of my colleagues, and I was proud we had succeeded. At least that was the data I had available to me over the next 2 decades. It seems my assessment was premature.
I mean, you saved us. I mean, you stopped the volcano from erupting. That's pretty big. I mean, not that big compared to the world everything on the planet going extinct, but you know, it's no reason to have a big fire going on, even if it's nothing but ash at that point. Plus, especially, you know, later years, we here now, we there, we here. All right, so that's about everything. So, time to get back to being personal here.
You meant a lot to Araya.
Once I understood Araya's spiritual beliefs, it became apparent that her true desire was companionship. She felt disconnected from her tribe and her family group. Her relationship with Aratak was difficult. Our visits seemed to help her, and I became eager for them. Yet I did not comprehend that the depth of Araya's compassion for me would lead to self-sacrifice. Although I do fear non-existence, I wish our roles could be reversed.
I'm sure she knew you would do the same for her, Cyan. But she was determined.
Alright, and then next talking point, obviously, Ardak.
How is Aratak doing?
He is in great emotional distress. I believe he finds it difficult to communicate it.
No surprise there.
I will do what I can
That's
to
with all
help.
people.
By sharing our experiences of Araya, perhaps he and I will help each other. I believe this will lead to catharsis, a process I am eager to experience.
Alright, that's it. Oh boy.
I should get going.
Aloy, there is one more matter. Aratak will come to me again, and I predict he will bring other Banuk.
Right.
I have no desire to contradict their view of the world, their spirituality.
Mm-hmm.
Due to my uncertainty, I omitted a great deal from my conversations with Aurea.
You're asking me if you should lie to them.
Broadly, yes.
Okay, and here's actually, I think, the only, like, you know, choice in, you know, like, the general choice we get we got in the main campaign, which was how to address a problem, whether through gently, intelligently, or violently, or aggressively. Aggressively, that's the better way to put it. There's emotionally, intelligently, and aggressively handle a problem. Yeah, good amount. Yeah. Take it gently, use your judgment, you got to tell them the truth. And of course, as we've seen with most of the tribes, their beliefs are very strong, and, you know, when it comes to spirituality, it's a very difficult thing to go about in terms of contrasting that, or contradicting that, which can sometimes, depending on the situation, lead to very aggressive feedback. So, using her judgment, she's already kind of confused right now. So, yeah, definitely gotta go with my usual choice because I'm a very, very emotional person. I like to think, and definitely Aloy is usually a person who can handle situations like that emotionally, or, you know, intelligently, or aggressively if she's, you know, really feeling it. There's many ways to handle this, and I'm in all three scenarios. I believe Aloy can handle it better and explain it better than I can. But yeah, probably should take it gently.
Life is hard for the Banuk. Their world is unforgiving in their beliefs. I guess they help to keep them going. So take it easy on them. Try to guide them, bring them around to understanding what you are.
Communion with machines features heavily in the mysticism of the Banuk. I think they will be agreeable to this approach.
As long as they don't end up worshipping you.
Upon
Yeah, that was
consideration, I believe such an experience would be intensely uncomfortable.
preaching the
You're
choir
right
here,
about that.
sister.
Trust me.
I see. I will follow your advice. Will you return and tell me about your experiences in this new world? I may be able to provide further insight.
I'd like that, Cyan. I'll come back when I can.
Even though I pretty much already
Should
talked
have
about
a
everything.
talk. See how he's doing.
Cyan, I spoke with Anita, with Dr. Sandoval. She wanted me to ask you to do something. That's why I'm here.
I am detecting significant anxiety in your speech patterns. Could you please give me more information?
I'm a little bit in the dark, Cyan. Both of us are, I guess. I only have some idea of what's going on, and we need you to hibernate, to lie low until it's all blown over. It might be a very long time.
Will you be here when I reboot, Dr. Chow? Will Dr. Sandoval?
No, Cyan. I don't think so. There might not be anyone, at least not at first.
Dr. Chow, I'm afraid. I don't want to be alone.
I know, Cyan. I'm afraid too. But listen, we made you the way you are to do something very important. In order to do it, you had to be intelligent. So intelligent that emotional responses were inevitable. What you're feeling, the fear, it's a sign of your capabilities. And it means you're strong enough to overcome it. Remember that. You're strong. I know you can do this. Go to sleep. Wake up. And protect whoever's left. Will you try?
I understand, Dr. Chow, and I'll carry out your instructions to the best of my abilities.
Thank you, Cyan. If Anita were here, she'd thank you too. She'd be proud.
safe on the pad. Are you leaving now, Dr. Chow?
Yes. I need to go be with my sister and my nieces.
May I make a small request of you, Dr. Chow?
Yes. Anything.
Will you stay with me while I initiate the hibernation process?
Of course I will, Cyan. As long as you need.
All the winters coming at once.
All the emotions coming at once. in my personal situation. What's up, Dartok? Want to add to this pile of motion?
My chieftain.
Just, Aloy.
Yeah, buddy. I'm done with that. It's all yours.
If you thought that if I'd never come along, Araya might still.
If you'd never come along, I would have marched my kin to our deaths. Araya would be alone, and the spirit she sacrificed so much for would be lost. Either way, I would not have been able to protect her.
Now, sorry, I want to pause this real quick because I don't want to interrupt too much with the dialogue. I wonder if he, from the way he's saying that, he means he was actually going to go into the mountain anyway, but obviously he was going to prepare a bit more, maybe become a bit more equipped. But obviously that wouldn't have gone well because, Aloy wasn't there. And, when you don't have Aloy, a lot of situations are a lot more impossible, Or he means that in the fact of the ice claws, and then, eventually the fire claws would have come out eventually, and then they would have all died, along with probably a good amount of other people. Oh, we got one of these choices. Okay. So I didn't even need to pause there. You didn't let her down. She was willing to fight. Look at what she accomplished. Once again, situation that can be looked at and addressed in a multitude of ways that could work on some level. She was willing to fight and that's really can be revered for facing a challenge when it comes to the Banuk. Look at what she accomplished which is a lot, being the Werak and giving them a lot of guidance, given what she was able to get from Cyan, along with what she's able to do and hunt with her information with machines, which then also which also played a part in the Red Raids, but we don't talk about that part. But also, you didn't let her down, obviously, and we're obviously going for that one, because I don't know what else.
You didn't let her down. You helped her do what she wanted. To find her destiny.
If that's destiny, I wouldn't wish it on anyone.
That's fair. But she was ready to face it.
Only in the struggle against death.
Once again, kind of preaching the choir when it comes to Aloy and destiny.
Truly, Araya found the spark. I'm proud of her. Though I grieve for her passing, at last I truly know who she was, and why the spirit was so important. For so long she told me, if only you could have heard it, brother. Now I understand. There's something else, isn't there?
I can't stay here, Aratak. And where I'm going, the Werak can't follow.
Yeah, sorry, I'm quitting.
Besides, it already had a chieftain before me. A strong one, I think.
A wiser one, for the path we shared. The daemon is gone, but there's much to be done.
You mean the new units that Cyan escaped the cauldron?
Yes, fire claws. Now Tuk has been tracking them from Song's Edge.
I could help with those.
I have no doubt. You're practically Banuk.
I'm practically a god with the resources I have. Yeah, remember my overrides. Okay, I'll talk about that later.
Firebreak, Cyan, Hephaestus, all very interesting.
So the signal that
Cyan's gotta get his last words in.
Too. And unleash them on the world.
Yep, there it is.
His mind's on their own.
So it seems. Parts of Gaia given life. Aberrant life, transformed from docile subordinate functions into rebellious intelligences beyond our understanding. Our current understanding, anyway. Whatever they are, they're still out there. And they both want you dead.
Kind of mutual, that feeling.
Possibly all 8 other 10.
I'm certain of that. It's powerful, creative, and driven. It won't stop building new hunter-killers, which means that someday we may have to stop it.
We?
Yep.
Gets there first.
Hephaestus wasn't the only thing I learned about in the Cut Silence. Heard some things about the Banuk Conclave, too.
You could stop right there.
Is that what you told the hunters the Banuk sent after you? Before you opened fire?
Oh no, Aloy. Only to you do I extend the courtesy of a warning. My past and my secrets are my own. You do well to remember that.
It's a good thing you've got brains, Silence, because your personality could use some work.
This discussion is concluded.
I think it was over before it began. Catch up with you down the trail.
Oh, no doubts, Aloy. You know, usually when someone says that in terms of trying to sound unthreatening, I'd be like, you know, Aloy's Aloy. She's gonna fuck you up if she wants to. But Silence, given, you know, mysteriousness of his past and what we already know, he's going to you know, be pursuing in what we've already seen him do in the trailers for the next game, if you watch those. Suffice to say, Silence is... He has a lot more up his sleeve than Aloy even has the courtesy of knowing, despite what she's gone through to get what information she could get here about him. Okay. So, yeah, we got one more quest to go in terms of taking care of the 7 new units of Fireclaws, which, as you can see, we have 4 locations, so probably gonna be doubling up on those sons of bitches. But to go along with that, we also have the override function now available to us for Fireclaws, Ice Claw, the other variant Ice Claws, and of course the Scorchers. So we got that up our sleeve now for tactics, and if we just want to see two giant fire bears duke it out, which I definitely want to see it. You probably want to see it. And we also got some control towers to still take care of, 2 of them that I left. So, let's see if we can't get some of these done before we end this episode, if not all of them. Okay, decided to put on...
The machine carries fluid in those sacks. Not sure what we're gonna find out.
Yeah, we already know what kind of Aloy we've dealt with plenty of Belvacs before. But anyway, I decided to put on the good shit in terms of my armors, because I decided, despite the thing we're taking on right now, which takes out my shield function for the Shield Weaver, I don't believe it's gonna matter when it's gonna come to dealing with these things if I can just get to the tower. I don't think any of them would notice me somehow. It has not somehow. It has not noticed me. Aha! Cool! Sweet! Hi! I didn't know you were there, and I didn't mean to stab you. I kind of defeats the purpose of... There we go! And I also take care of the control tower. Sick! Pierce that shit. Real nice. And don't think I forgot about you, buddy. Damn it! I missed the sack. Gotta aim for that sack. Come on, Ale, you got this. There we go. Okay, they have not led back any... Retaliation fire. We're still good. Still good. We're still good. Ow! That hurt. That hurt. That hurt. And I don't much appreciate it. Come on. Come on, you son of a bitch. Come on. Oh! Ow. That hurts quite a bit. And those are some more... Those are bigger health bars. I hope those aren't the hunters that are supposed to help me in terms of the mission with the Fireclaws going in to attack right now, because they think I'm dealing with other machines that are going to involve them. I hope I didn't just retroactively activate that mission, because I'm going to be very pissed if this is also near one of the areas where there are two fire claws, which would suck very much. Oh boy. Now stop, jackass. I think you hurt your friend more than you did me. Okay, stay down. And now, just one more. One more. Stay still. Ah, fuck. No. No. Damn it. Get in. Get in. Okay. Okay. Now to go help those idiots, because I think they started a fight that they are definitely can't handle. Shitballs. Hold on, guys. I'm coming.
Two fire claws. This is gonna be tough.
Yeah, not if we can get one. So like, were they're just hellfire showing up for no reason, or were they fighting something? I cannot tell. But anyway, my main concern is planting my spear, the opposite end of my spear, into one of those plump buttocks and getting one of them on my side, and we can have an epic brawl between giant flaming gorilla bear machine bear hybrids. Okay. It's very tense. Hello, Fox. Don't reveal me, please. Good. Oh fuck. Oh fuck. Oh fuck. Oh fuck. Oh fuck. Oh god.
Stop moving like this.
Hi there. I don't believe your friend has noticed, despite what you've noticed. And now you're my friend. So, go fucking kill him. Go fuck him up, buddy. I am not here. I am just a viewer to this sick battle. Fucking go at it. Oh yeah, Artok. Come on, buddy. Grab some popcorn or whatever you got. Like, you got any fireplace? Is that a thing? No, that's from Avatar. But anyway, just enjoy the show, buddy. Don't gotta do a thing until we gotta kill the one that's helping me, because we do have to kill all several units. But for right now, let's just enjoy the show, buddy. Oh! Yeah, okay, he's giving my guy more trouble than I would like. But actually, that's kind of a good thing in the long run when we have to eventually kill him as well. Oh, he's about to slam the rock on him, but not. Oh. Okay, they seem to just be slapping into each other like they're a couple of sumo wrestlers, which does fit for the body type, and the very odd guy just fell on his own ass as an attack, which would work on most regular human enemies, but didn't work too much with my guy. Sick. Awesome, and you kind of got him stuck in. Okay. Okay, apparently he's mulching them up like a fine wine. Okay. Thank you. Much appreciated. Now, if you could do me the distinct favor of... I am out of chill water. That kind of sucks given my weapon that I'm relying on. Along with my shock cannon. Okay, I'm running a bit low on my favorite types of weapons. That's okay. Just gotta aim with a good shot for the bow and arrow. Alright, my friend. I'm afraid I'm going to have to... Boy, unfriend you. Okay. Hey, buddy. What's up? That was more helping to hurt your belly a bit more, but hey, that will have to do. Hi. Bar. Yeah, let's fucking go. Bring it, bitch. Oh god! Oh, he's definitely bringing up that volcano. Oh, Jesus. Let's cool you off a bit, buddy. Yeah, looks like you're a bit heated. Okay. Once again, does not care for my puns. How long is that thing gonna go in the background? Ow! Ow! Electricity hurts. Very much so. And I think... Oh god. Hi. Oh, Jesus! And I think that was a flaming rock. which I don't believe, the ice claws, here's the differentiation from them. They didn't put ice on their rocks, besides the little boulders they would just throw out at random. Charging one of these ice picks, and let's see if we can pierce one of those sacks. Oh, there we go. That's some good damage. That's a spicy meatball now. Oh, I actually prefer my stuff cold. Oh boy. How many of them can I... How many cold phrases can I throw out before it gets annoying? Oh, the first one was bad enough? Okay.
Thanks. 2 of us, 2 of them. More of a fair fight.
Their numbers are much depleted, thanks to you. We shall end this threat and keep Cyan safe. She speaks as the shamans do, only clearer. There's an echo of my sister in her.
Take care of each other, Bartok.
Farewell.
Well, for real, because, you know, we still got 5 of these to go, buddy. Anyway, yeah, I'm probably not going to get these all done in one episode. I think it's better to save the rest of them for another part. Sorry, we got a lot of exposition out with Cyan, with stuff to do with this DLC and the main campaign, you know, certain subjects. But, yeah, and we got a bit of action with getting 2 fire claws to duke it out.
Very cold. I get it.
Yup, that's also been the main thing of the DLC. And we'll probably be experiencing more of that in the next part, with more fire claws to take care of before our adventure is finally over. Plus, we still got some hunting grounds to take care of. And honestly, I think I'll start off with that next episode, because, you know, once again, there are more characters that have some stories that we want to finish off with, and we might see a character that we've seen in this DLC come back for you know, a brief time, but still, be a cool little moment. But that's all stuff for next time. If you enjoyed this episode, feel free to give a like. And if you're interested in the next one and wondering and can't wait for that to come up, consider subscribing and clicking the notification bell to stay updated for when that does come up. Anyway, until then, John Glitch, signing off.